We're starting now because we already have many people connected online. Well, I know that there's a little jam problem in the city right now with the Mobile World Congress, but in any case, welcome everybody here and online. We're at Hannun's house, and his founder is going to give us some words. Thank you, Mauri.
Hello, good evening. So now is this working? Oh, perfect. So my name is Mauri.
Because we already have many people. I know that there's a little jam problem in the city right now. Welcome everybody here and online. We're at Hannun's house, and his father is going to give us some words. Thank you, Mauri.
Hello. So now it's working. So my name is Mauri. ¿Sí? Okay, thank you. So as I was saying, my name is Mauri. I'm the founder of Hannun. And when Demium called me if they could come here to celebrate this event, and they also asked me to have some small talk here, I always like to add value when I speak to people. So I thought maybe we could have like some slides. And the best way to add value to you, the entrepreneurs, is to maybe talk about Hannun just for 5 minutes and tell you what I learned these 4 years with the team. So I called it the add some value talk, very original. So the talk will be this intro, the Hannun's origins, what we did year by year, and the 5 learnings that I think would be of interest. So I studied engineering, and as many of you have had, a really nice career, professional career, which took me to China to spend 2 years there. I learned a lot in the business development field for pharmaceutical companies. And also I was trying to start some companies, but not very successful, but a lot of learnings. And then I met Demium, and I thought it would be the opportunity for me to finally use all the knowledge that I had from these trials. And this is me and my sister starting Hannun in the backyard of my parents' home. Why we were there? Because we saw an opportunity, because we were like looking for furniture for my new flat. And when we wanted to look for those things that you could see in Pinterest, like eco-friendly stuff made by artisans, zero carbon neutral with local artisans, you could not find it in the big brands like IKEA, Maison Dumont, and those that all you know. So I thought it would be an opportunity to create a brand among these values. And this is how Hannun was created, by just ourselves and our hands, and very few money, as you can see here. Okay. So the next few slides, I call them the year of. I think what we have done really great is to just focus each year in one single thing. The first year was the validation of the model through sales. I really think that validating is selling, and you don't validate any model until you start selling. So the first thing we did was validate. And there's like a famous story from Hannun that we just picked the pictures from Pinterest and moved them to Wallapop, and we started selling through the platform. If there was a sale, I would manufacture the furniture and deliver it with my own car. And it was the cheapest and fastest way to validate the model, and I really recommend it to everyone, at least at the beginning. Then the next year, we had the externalization of the manufacturing. Again, we had to focus on one single thing. We could be a really huge brand doing great in communication, or we could be really good manufacturers, but not both. So we tried, and we went for the brand, and it was the right choice. The first year, 2018, we made 300Ks. The second year, we made 1,200,000. The third year, we called it internalization year, because we went out from Spain and we tried the markets, and we tried how they work and how it was done, because we were investing everything in online marketing, nothing offline, and it was a really good opportunity for us. A lot of learnings there. We made 3 million that year, and 2021, this last year, we call it the catalog year, because as we were growing, we were seeing the distance that we had from our project through until the big projects that were like Maisons du Monde, IKEA, and so on. And the size of the catalog was a big example of how big they were. So we had around 200 references, and we wanted to have around 1,500 references in the following 2 years. So we created a whole product department to have this year over 700-800 references already. And this year, 2022, with the growth of the team, we can achieve more than one target, which will be these award-winning products. We want to have a really excellent brand, and an excellent brand in terms of furniture has award-winning products. We have been in some conversations with design universities, and we will have agreements with them. Then we will go for the deep internationalization. I mean, we tried in the past to go to all the countries, but this year we will go for one country, and we will find the model for Hannun to go for one country, which is not Spain. Then when we know what to do and what not to do, we will go for the rest of the countries. And finally, as many of you know, this year we will go public. So these 5 learnings, some of them I already mentioned it. The first one, validated selling. I think it's a really good strategy at the beginning for your projects to start selling whatever you have. You will learn a lot. And the opposite side would be those that develop and develop and develop the product and never try selling because of fear, and I understand, but it's really nice to start selling at the beginning. Focusing one thing, as I said, try this one thing in this year, what you're going to do and what you're going to focus. What do you do great? The third one would be you work for your team. This is something that I learned this year or these 2 last years. They don't work for you. You work for them because they are better than you in their fields. So you need to provide them with the tools, with the weapons, with everything you have for them, so that they can develop the best they can. So I really think that managers and founders, we really work for our team, and I've seen that this is the best way to manage your company. Another learning, nobody will know your business better than you do. A lot of people will have opinions of your business, and you will think maybe this is right, the other is right. Nobody is more right than you in your business, so believe in yourself, and you will do great things. And final one, there is no holy grail. A big fire starts with a lot of small fires. We are always looking for this great thing that we can do so that we really go for the next level of our company. No holy grail. Hard work, a lot of things, a lot of channels, good team, good ideas, but a lot of ideas. Some will work, some not. But again, there is no holy grail. Thank you very much for listening, and now your turn.
So thank you very much, Mauri. You know, all of you know that we started these Demium Roadshows. We're going to do a city every month, a city where we have a hub, an incubation and acceleration hub. We did already Valencia and we did Madrid. We're going to Malaga next month, the 24th, April, and then we'll go Lisbon. May. So hopefully we'll see you there. So in these roadshows we showcase startups from the city where we are at that moment. And I'm going to introduce you Pau. Pau is the incubation manager of the hub in Barcelona, and he's going to manage and introduce you the 7 companies that are going to pitch tonight. So thank you. And Pau, please, welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. As you all know, there will be a 3-minute speech and then 5 minutes for questions. Okay, so let's start with Max from Trialing, a doctor-centric platform for patient recruitment.
So hello everybody. First of all, I want to thank Demium to invite me to pitch in a wonderful place like this. My name is Max Hardwervin. I'm a physician. I'm a medical oncologist. I'm also the founder of Trialing. Trialing is a company with a high social impact. We develop precise tools for physicians so they can give the best opportunities to their patients. So first of all, what are clinical trials? Clinical trials are clinical studies conducted in humans to test new drugs and then take them to market. And also a clinical trial, most of the times is a unique opportunity for patients with no available options. To enter a clinical trial on time can change the life of a cancer patient. So the problem is the majority of hospitals do not have these clinical trials. Because of this, most of the patients do not have access to these treatments, right? But the real problem is that physicians, myself, a physician, we don't have the right tools to search for those clinical trials, to know which clinical trials are in other hospitals in order to refer our patients. And there's an opportunity here. Pharma companies spend millions of dollars every year funding these clinical trials. And actually, most clinical trials fail recruiting the specified number of patients for every clinical trial, and they lose money. So these delays cause massive losses for the pharma companies. So a solution to help physicians, to improve patients' life, and also to help the pharma companies, preventing them to lose more money, it's an accurate clinical trial matching app for physicians. And this is an idea that was born in the clinic as we doctors ourselves. In Trialing, so we developed Trialing. Trialing is a platform based on a very precise search engine where the physician can find a specific clinical trial. Then he can find the reliable and updated information about the hospital where these clinical trials are being conducted. And then the user, meaning the physician, has the opportunity to contact directly to the other hospital with that clinical trials being conducted to refer his patient. With Trialing, we cut down the referral time. We help patients to have more opportunities, and we also help the pharma companies to improve their return of investment. So how were we doing with traction so far? We launched the MVP last year, March 2021, and the first full version of the app in December. So far, we have more than 300 physicians engaged with the app, and we help, well, actually, this is it's not updated. This was from Friday. As from today, we help our patient number 100 to be recruited in a clinical trial. So that's from today, and just 1 year since we started with Trialing. So that's great news for us. We are already operating in Spain and Portugal. We're going to expand this year and further to South America and US. The business model is based on a B2B with the pharma companies and the hospitals, mostly private, offering BI reports, engagement plans, white label platforms, and SaaS for managing clinical trials in the different clinical trial units of the hospitals. And so far, we have closed 3 big deals with 2 top pharma companies and with one of the biggest oncology clinics in the country, in the world, sorry. Okay, thank you. Questions? Yeah, can I show my next slide? So we gathered together a multidisciplinary team with a very strong scientific and tech background. One of my co-founders is a radiologist, a key opinion leader in lung cancer, very well known in Spain and in Europe. We have a medical team, data team, and software team. So we have our three main pillars. Thank you.
Another question. As you didn't have time, can you explain the acquisition? I would like to understand.
Sorry?
The acquisition, the client or B2B acquisition in this case.
Yeah. This is a B2B with the pharma companies, most of them. I mean, it's what's obvious, right? We are helping patients, we're helping physicians, but the pharma companies are being helped also. So right now we're working with two verticals with the pharma companies. One of them is giving them BI reports, data insights. We do data analytics and consulting. Like we have we know what's going on with clinical trials and we know where the niche are. Like we have this hospital sending patients to another hospital, so we know where those pharma companies have to go and conduct clinical trials. And then as we have segregated physicians, like lung cancer specialists, breast cancer specialists, we know who should we target to send relevant information. And those are the engagement plans.
The same as my colleagues here, regarding the monetization and revenue plan that you have.
Yeah. So last year we had our first client, was actually AstraZeneca. You know them, for a BI report agreement. We have a contract for 2 years now, and that was last year. This year we have closed another big deal with another pharma company from China. We are closing a deal with a very big clinic in Brazil, as I said. So we expect to have a revenue of about 500K this year. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Max. Now we'll have Nuwe, Guillem. Nuwe is competitions for hiring IT talent. So, Guillem, you can.
Good evening to everybody. My name is Guillermo Moreno, and I am a liar. The last time I got a job, almost 50% of what I said in my CV were lies. And I'm sure I'm not the only one here who has ever lied when writing a CV. So why do companies take so long to hire IT talent? Well, imagine that you're a company and you receive, let's say, 50 CVs for the job offer that you have opened, 50 CVs full of lies, just like mine. The only way to go is to start looking for the most beautiful ones, the perfect ones, and start this long process of cold calling and interviewing those candidates until you realize weeks later that, yes, they were lying to you. What I want you to understand is that CVs don't tell the real skills of a candidate, and that a lot of talent and a lot of time is left behind because of that. Now, what if I told you that there's a solution which could help a company hire more than 10 qualified developers in a single weekend? Welcome to Nuwe. At Nuwe, we provide a platform which helps companies hiring IT talent through gamification. We organize competitions which simulate the day-to-day as a programmer in the company's hiring. Thanks to our solution, companies get to hire the best talent faster since they are assessing candidates' skills from the beginning of the process. Moreover, it improves the employer branding of the companies because they are trusting on educational processes which familiarize candidates with the real labor world. Sorry. I don't want to bother you with so many numbers, so just in order to make you think about the opportunity we have in front of us, think on what company won't need a developer to lead its digital transformation within the following years. Novartis, Banco Santander, Schneider Electric, and Mobile World Capital. Those are the clients of Nuwe in 8 months. In 8 months, we have a revenue of 75,000 euros and over 2,000 programmers registered in our platform. We will be looking for a seed round this year of around 70, well, I don't know, I'm not really good in English, about this amount. Mainly to increase the product team and the sales team. We are also closing convertible notes right now, so if anyone wants to invest in Nuwe, you can talk to me later, and I think that's it. So. This is for you, or?
I have some first question from my side is how do you scale this? So I mean, if you have a plan already to scale the model, and if you have that, if you can like explain like how are you going to get more clients internationally specifically, and second one, maybe you have time, but who are you? I mean, as a team. I mean, if you are alone, so
Yeah, how this like. So for the first one, we want to, I mean, we're a B2B, we want to build a B2B SaaS. Our go-to-market strategy is firstly to go to the big fishers, the big corporates, which are the ones that need more recurrence in hiring and hiring more junior profiles, which are the ones that we are getting more attention. But eventually what we want to do when we have a lot of people validated, assessed, is to match all those people with companies, but not for the experience, not saying, hey, I want a junior developer, but saying, I want a person who knows to do that. And then we show you 5 cars and we say, look, these people are assessed by us and you can trust us that they are good. And yes, this is pretty much what we want to build.
that's how you operate, let's say, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how you can go like, I mean, because you have now 4 clients. So my question is this operation now model ready to have every weekend, I mean, 100 competitions, 100 events?
Not really, right now, not really. That's why we are also asking for money. But yeah, the point is not to have like 100 competitions at the same time, but to have 5, 6, 10 competitions at the same time for the big from the big fishes, and also have challenge that people can do, and we then match all the people with all the other companies. You know, I don't know if.
Does the people get the people who is going to be interviewed or is going to be to play? Are they getting something in advance, or are you paying them, or how is?
No.
Are they just motivated because getting a job?
They participate in our hackathons. They are hackathons as well, because they really like the way we do that. I mean, there are a lot of people that cannot get the chance to get a job in tech because they don't have a degree, for example, you know. People from boot camps. I mean, Iron Hack now is like the bomb, you know, and all these people don't have a degree, most of them. And most companies say, you don't have a degree, I don't want you. I can show you that he's better than others that do have a degree. And while I am an aerospace engineer, just as Jordi, Edgar, Carlos, and John Thomas as well, so yeah, we come from the UPC.
So. What about the competitors, and why do they choose you?
Okay. The competitors here in Spain, I mean, there are direct competitors that do the same that we do. There are no one. There is one who is called Reviewer. I don't know if you know them or not, but they do something similar, but they use a real competitor from the India and the United States. I mean, they use their platform to do the challenge and the assessments. You know, they don't have their own platform. They don't have their own community, but they use another platform just to algorithm test the candidates' skills with an algorithmic challenge. And from the other communities, I mean, really different from jobs and all of those. And I think we are complementary in some way, because companies can invite their database of candidates to our platform in order to them being assessed, or I mean, all the candidates, you know. So you can apply to LinkedIn and they can bring us the candidates. And we do the magic of gaming and so on.
Can you show again the investment round? How is it? Okay, so what do you say it's the key here? Where are you going to invest the money? Marketing.
Yeah, no, it's mainly sales. You see 7 sales and 2 marketing, because when we do a hackathon, we move a lot of a lot of, I don't know how to say, in social media, we have a lot of repercussion. I mean, we did a hackathon last month, which was called FemHack, was an only women hackathon. And a lot of people were sharing us. I mean, we have to spend money. We have to take profit of that and spend money on that as well. So, yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Guillem. Now we will go with Tiziano, CEO of Flinco, Banking for Digital Business. Welcome, Tiziano. Here you have it.
Thank you. I think that's the last slide, but it's fine. You can start from the end. I never pitched in a place so good as this one. So nice. This is maybe, yeah, the last slide. That's awesome. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, we're Flinco. We are building the future of banking for digital businesses. In the past year, Gonzalo, my co-founder, and I, we've spoken with more than 200 e-commerce owners and Amazon sellers. And actually, we found out by financing them as well with our own money that banks, they're not really covering their financing needs. And the new lenders that are coming up are not really covering the, I'll say, like basic banking needs for them. And there's a lack of really like cash flow forecasting. So they're like really lost in this kind of like way. So we're here to fill this gap. What we're building is a banking platform with a financing marketplace. And we've been doing this for digital businesses, mainly e-commerce, marketplace sellers, Amazon sellers, SaaS, e-learnings, application and games, and basically for sole traders and businesses as well. So what we do is we take the standard stack of a digital business, integrate sales platforms, payments, marketing platforms, ad networks, integrate everything into our platform, and basically we give a banking platform to the business, cash flow and forecasting tool, so they know when their working capital needs are, and then we serve the lending partners with our live risk profile of the business, so they can learn when and how to finance them. So the banking platform is basically powered by Solaris Bank, and we are offering debit and credit cards with cashback on advertising. We provide a multi-currency bank account, meaning in different currencies, and also like they can open multi-banking accounts in the same platforms. And we also let them connect every single bank they have in our own platform to basically see each transaction and do reconciliation of the transactions. We're bridging the marketplace and the banking platform with a cash flow and forecasting tool, so they can actually business can understand when they're going to need financing, and then they can request for financing, meaning from classic loans to revenue-based financing on our own credit marketplace. This way, we are actually building a credit scoring system for the business to serve the lenders. We have 3 revenue streams: the monthly subscription, card interchange, and the fee that we charge to the lenders. And basically, the competition, we're integrating every single financing company to every single lender to our own platform. We have more than 1,500 companies in the waiting list, and we're targeting for an onboarding ratio of 10% to have around 200 clients by the end of April. We are, Gonzalo and I are the 2 co-founders. We're operating SaaS businesses for the past years. We're backed by Rafael Avilés, who's here actually, Roland Bardet, founder of an e-commerce accelerator, Julien is founder of May.com, Belén Romana, board member of Bank Santander, Team Bigger Capital, among some other investors. We are halfway through closing our pre-seed round of 750K, and we expect it to close it in the next, I'll say, 2 to 3 weeks to onboard 200 clients, launch a banking platform, and define the right pricing structure for the businesses. Perfect.
I have one. I didn't understand. Why do you have a waiting list and 200 you expect that 10% will convert?
Yeah, we basically like from benchmarking neobanks, like the conversion rate around 200, around 10% the conversion rate. That is to be very conservative because we are seeing that more or less like 30% can actually like convert from the waiting list that we have. But yeah, to be conservative, we know that we say that we can onboard around 10%.
That waiting list, like investing in marketing or what?
Paid media partnerships and some like growth hacking stuff from bringing people from traffic from different sources like Pinterest and different kind of like places. Mainly paid media, social ads, and we're launching a new partnership with Amazon sellers next week actually.
Why do you would say? I mean,
I'll say that 75% of the business of the subscribers that are in the waiting list are actually businesses and sole traders. And those are clients of Conto, Ritmo, Santander, BBVA, and for many different reasons, they want to basically switch to our platform. All right, cool.
And what would you say is your challenge in the next few months?
Actually, what you said before, which is doing one thing right, and that is why we are focusing on launching the banking platform and doing it right. So we basically partnering with Solaris Bank, which is the, I'll say, like strongest banking provider, also the most expensive one. But again, they are like backing Samsung Pay, for example. So we are building the banking platform in a way that it can be very useful to businesses and it compares to like normal bank, I'll say. From there, we'll take to the next step, which is onboarding the lenders.
Can you explain anything more about the competition? You showed that yes, maybe.
Yes, so basically we have in this quadrant here we have flexible financing solutions like Ritmo here in Spain and CapChase and then in the UK ANCAP or Waveflyer, right? They provide, for example, like revenue-based financing. Some of them are building their own banking solutions, but they are stuck with their lending solutions. What we are doing is basically building the banking solution and then giving access to any lender that wants to finance the businesses. Because, for example, Ritmo can be very good for one like kind of needs, but not very good for like others, right? So that way we can provide like any kind of like financing needs. Banks are already approaching us to ask how it works, how can they like finance, and which metrics can we provide to them. And by doing this, we provide not only like I'll say like yeah, digital metrics, but also like I'll say like traditional financing KPIs. All right. When it comes to the banking options, then there is Juni, for example, but they are backed by a bank that provides like Estonian accounts and Lithuanian accounts, and we do like Spanish, French, and Italian accounts, like IBAN accounts. And then for Conto and these kind of banks are mainly like focused on expense management and team management, while we are focused on cash flow management and financing. You're welcome.
have you monetized already? Because I didn't see it.
We haven't, because we are launching the product next month. Actually, in the first next 4 weeks, we are onboarding sole traders, and then we are onboarding companies in April, actually. So yeah, and from day one, we're actually generating revenue through the car interchange. Okay, cool. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tiziano. Let's go for the last one before the break. Let's have Christian from Powder, podcast data platform. Thank you very much, Christian. The stage is yours.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you very much, guys. I am Christian, and we are Potter. Potter is enlightening the podcast world with data. But before I explain you how we do that, I want to say we have taken a different approach this time and hired a professional design agency to help us come up with a really good deck for this. So if you think it looks good, let me know, and I'll be happy to share the contact details with you. Say hi to Bob. Bob is a podcaster. He's a really, really happy podcaster. He's very happy because his beloved podcasting is growing like crazy. At the beginning of the pandemic, there was 1 million shows, or just under 1 million shows. Now there's 2.6 million podcasts. He's also excited because the revenue generated by the industry is growing. here visualized by the revenue generated by the 3 largest networks. And he's super excited because the space is getting more and more interesting for potential investors. The advertising spend in podcasts is expected to reach $1.6 billion this year, up from just 45 million 9 years ago. However, despite all of this, Bob is actually not happy. Bob is actually really, really sad. Because despite all these things that look really, really good, Bob still does not really have any clue about his show, or his audience, or how to grow his show, or how to find relevant information, or how to find NFT sponsors. This is something that makes me really, really, really upset. This is not because this does not exist. It does exist, but Bob just does not know where to find it or what to do with it if he finds it. And this is something that actually makes him cry, because he realizes this is something that is holding the whole podcasting industry back. But Bob does not need to worry, because Potter is here to rescue him. Potter takes all of this confusing information that's spread across many different platforms that is not clear now, that Bob doesn't know what to do with. Potter cooks it in its data pot, and Pot then uses it to deliver four presents for the podcasting industry. These presents are Potter Connect, Potter Interviews, Potter Insights, and Potter Marketplace. Potter Connect is something we launched a few months ago, which is a kind of a networking tool for podcasters where they can collaborate with each other and grow together. Potter Interviews is a service we started doing recently where we help anybody who wants more exposure or PR, so if anybody in here is interested in that, get featured on some of the best podcasts in their niches. Potter Insights is the next thing we're going to launch, which is like a data dashboard that will look something like this, that collects a lot of different data points on different podcasts and displays it in one place. And Potter Marketplace is then going to be like an advertising marketplace we're going to launch later this year when we have the data thing up and running and working perfectly. Business plan. We have read more and more places that people don't want to read these business plans, which is great because we don't like making them. It takes a lot of time and it changes every 3 months anyway. And if you have any questions, please ask. Otherwise, here's where you can find us.
Thank you for the funny bits. Can you explain, did you explain something about the team?
No.
Can you
And we
explain
realized when we saw the other team slides that we forgot to put that one in. We are a team of 6 now, or 7, but that includes a marketing intern. One of the guys here is Antoine, sitting, the handsome French guy right down there, which consists of marketing, some developers, and then Antoine, the product.
Sad. I understood that he's sad because he has no money or revenue-based podcast, and you will help him. But then you have a platform that helps him connect with people, but not with people who will make him have more revenue.
Yes, but that is coming. That's the marketplace part of it.
Okay.
The idea is a little bit that podcasting, there's generally no information really, and you have to rely on very, very little, and you have to make decisions on very little information. This goes both for if you want to monetize, but also if you just want to grow your show, or if you want to learn more about your show, if you want to learn from others what to do. There's no real place that tries to take the information available and package it into insights or actions like that.
Congrats on your creativity. It was really fun. A difficult question, maybe probably. How do you expect to exit from this adventure? Selling it, keeping the business running and getting profits? How do you see that? I mean, the market is going, I agree, is going to be huge. And I think even people from television is going to change to this world. But how do you see in 5 years? I mean, it's not an easy question, but I would like to see your views.
The idea was to sell it to a large media corporation, because what we're seeing at the moment, especially in the US, where they're a little bit ahead of us, is that all the bigger media corporations, NPR or Intercom or whatever, they are starting to realize that podcasting is something. So they're starting to buy up all sorts of different players in the podcasting industry. It seems like every kind of conglomerate, they need to have a marketplace, they need to have their own IP podcast, need to have their own streaming service. So that's in theory what we're trying to position ourselves to.
What about the investment rounds? Are you? I don't know if
because we don't have anything open now. We plan to probably open something later this year, but we want this data stuff out first so we can start learning a little bit about what we can actually expect from that. We have some ideas, but not before that will we start opening a round.
Thank you very much, Christian. Now we will have a small, quick break, 5 minutes, and we will be back with the last 3 presentations, pitches of the day. Okay. The last three pitches. So let's go with Álvaro from Kloov. NFT creation for the music industry. Please, Álvaro, here you have it.
Hello. I am Alvo, software engineer, music events producer, and CEO of Kloov. And we develop Web3 innovations for music artists. So after a century of one-directional music business, we are now in the creators and crypto economies, where is created by direct human connections. But aside from a handful of artists that are launching NFTs and earning more than 100 times of their royalties, there are at least 500,000 artists that are not taking advantage of their fan base potential. So for them, we bring Web3 community tools that they can use to engage their community, and fans can support and invest in their artists. The first of them are the NFT full tracks that allows to sell media protected with end-to-end encryption, which we are the first to offer them, and are fully compatible with OpenSea for secondary sales. The NFT clips will split a successful song in 15-second pieces that collectors can bid to own their favorite part of their favorite song. Then they can share it as a story on Instagram or any social network. Our pre-release tool is the first in the industry that allows people to access to a new song before it is released. And they receive a certificate that they can share on social networks, and then it can be chained, all of them, all together, and sponsored by brands. Also, we are developing more tools that are coming in the future, so artists can deliver the experience they want with their fans. Our business model is simple. We charge 20%, and the artists receive 80%. In the competition, we are the only ones to offer tailor-made solution for the labels and for the artists. And as you can see, the music market is growing steadily. It will double its size in 5 years, and the NFT, everybody knows, skyrocketed to 25 billion just last year. So in these just a few months that we achieved great things. We have more than 70 artists and 9 labels from the UK and France, and we hold the proceeds from Think Bigger. We are launching the platform in just a few weeks, and we have 13 professionals in the team. That together with you, we invite you to join the Web3 revolution, because the future of music is now. Thank you.
Thank you for your pitch. Why did you start this company? Why?
Well, I am a music events producer. I have a lot of music friends, and during the pandemic, it was very hard for them to work, and I saw that those who were developing direct-to-fan relationships were able to even earn more than before, but they were doing very, whatever they could. It was handcraft, and so this could be a technological product to offer them to make their life easy, and they are very happy with what we are doing.
First of all, sorry, because I'm not an expert and I didn't get the 20% that you are getting from what?
Every transaction, we get 20%, and the artist, 80%.
Can you explain it to me that I'm totally, I mean, if the investors are aware of this industry perfect, but I'm not, and I think most of them we are not. But then NFT and this world, I mean, can you explain just to me to understand 20% of what exactly? Again, I mean, if you
Any transactions, most of them are regarding NFTs. There is a wallet for the artist or for the label, and there is a wallet for Kloov. So every time there is a sale, 20% go to our wallet and also to the artist wallet. There are some of the tools, like for instance, the pre-release that do not require the knowledge of crypto. It can be just bought with credit card, and the same split we do.
How do you manage then the expectations of revenue in future? Because NFTs, as long as I know, you don't know now the prices they are going to be sold, right? I mean, it could be one price, it could be another price.
Yeah, we do handle, we handle a very, at the moment, we have a specific model for the artists. We charge 0.1 Ethereum for one NFT. And depending on which product they launch, they can choose the amount of copies. In the case of the clips, we use successful songs, very successful song that they can people can bid, and they are 15 seconds. So it varies depending on the length of the song.
It allows you to have a forecast, let's say.
Yes, and also we have secondary sales, and from secondary sales we also get 20%. And they are sold in OpenSea, so it's pretty easy.
So for the NFTs, I can understand that you can like show off your NFT if it's visual, because you can put like your profile picture.
Yeah.
But what do you think about this effect of showing off with music? I mean, how do you know this is real or this is the one, or with music and not something visual?
Well, all of our NFTs are visual because they are clips. They are MP4 files that have 15 seconds of the music. And in the case of the full track, it's only 15 seconds, the first or any that the artist chooses. And then those who hold those can enter then and listen to, because the music is only listenable before the sale. And then if the artist can lock it, and then if you have the NFT, you can access to the full music or video clip, because also we are the only ones to offer video.
Okay. Is there doing something similar that you do, guys, but with normal money, not NFTs, not crypto?
Well, the thing with NFTs is that it requires a crypto transaction. So we are now working in models to ease that crypto transaction. So you can buy it with your credit card, but it always requires a certain level underneath of crypto.
Okay.
Okay, yes, to finish. You are already in the market with these solutions you explained?
We are in contact with many labels from the UK and France, and we have, as I said, more than 70 artists already booked, but we are going to launch in about 3 weeks.
That was the question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Albo. Now in the agenda we have a Triboo, but unfortunately a last-minute urgency make it impossible for them to come. So we will go with Paola from Glex, a visa and legal provider for expats. Here you have it, Paola.
Hello, everyone. Let me present to you Glex, the future of migratory procedures. Right now, there are 2.6 million expats living abroad. They choose 13 countries as their main destination. This population grows at a 9% rate annually. And the cool thing, I really like, is that there's one new expat every 44 seconds. It is important to mention that each one of these expats bring at least 8,000 euros when they move abroad. Despite the destination, they always face the same problematic, which is the lack of knowledge of migratory procedures. And that's why we created Glex, a platform that connects expats and professionals according to their migratory needs. It has a marketplace in the back, which means multiple professionals ready to help them. It is multi-country adapted, and it helps us reduce cost and time. and also have happier expats. It is simple. You in just 4 steps, you get your resolution. You just choose the process, upload the documentation, check the status, and download the resolution. And for the other side, we have the professional experience where they just accept the cases, check the documentations, and send the resolution. We add value to our 3 main parties we work on with the experts, professionals, and the system itself. Our competitive advantage is our methodology, which, as I said before, is the marketplace we have in the back, and the technology we are using, in which with just a click, you just get your validation. It is simple, easy, and fast. The way how we make money is through commissions per transaction made in our platform. We have 4 main products, which are visas, insurance, permits, and other services. Our potential market value is $1.6 trillion, which are expats moving around the world. Right now, our sum is people from Latin America moving here to Spain, which value $516 million. We share this market with our main competitors, in which our differentiator is the user online follow-up we give, the matchmaking, and also the one-click solution. We plan to open 7 new countries, 7 destination countries, doing efforts in 11 in origin countries. The way we are gaining traction is by doing in-origin partnerships, which give us exclusivity, prestige, solid leads, and also annual frequency. Right now, we are looking for a bridge round of 150,000 euros. And well, the team that works every day to make these expats happier is the following. So if you have any question, or if you know any expat who needs help, please share our contacts. Thank
you. Well, thank you for having a project that we can understand. And how do you scale this?
Right, what we're doing is by doing in-origin partnerships with agencies and stuff. They help us not only open 1 destination country, as they already have agreements. Let's say, just to put it simpler, when you are in a university and you want to do an Erasmus or whatever, you have different destination countries, right? So right now, by doing this partnership, right now here in Spain, when we do open France or other countries, we already have the contact of the origin partner. I don't know if I was kind of clear. Welcome.
Which is the CAC estimation?
Right now, it's 34 euros.
And the lifetime value, I guess there's not, because it's visa ones, or if you get more.
Like it's, I mean, at first it's kind of like one shot, because when you get your visa, when you get your visa, I mean, you get it like for a year, but it is true that within a year, they will need help, either if they want to stay in the country or if they want to go back. So right now it's like 180 euros per user.
Can you explain some more metrics about this experience you have in the market?
Sorry?
You tell him about the CAC, you ask
CAC
and lifetime value, some other metrics that you...
Well, one of the interesting that I really like is that many of the clients we have had, at least every client recommend us. So we have one organic client per client. So right now we're working on the loyalty of each one of these clients.
And how many clients did you have so far?
So far we have 15, but 15 really good clients.
Yeah. Do you see the integration? I saw integration with government. How do you see it? Do you think in some countries it's going to be easier?
I think it's complicated because, for example, here in Spain, at least, they do have a lot of bureaucratic procedures, and there are different kind of links. So one of the things we want to do right now, even though if we don't have the connectivity itself, it's easier as we give you the link. It may sound dumb, but by giving you the right link, we optimize time. Because right now, some of the people don't know where to apply or what to do. So it is true that there are other destination countries that have already digitalize the system, example Canada, which you apply your visa and stuff through the government page, but it depends on the destination country.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Paula. And now the last pitch of the day, Ignacio from Triboo, Construction Project Management Platform. Thank you.
Well, good night, everyone. My name is Ignacio, and I'm the CEO of Triboo. My background is in architecture. I've been working in architecture from the design phase up to the construction phase for the last 6 years, and that's a little bit where Triboo comes from. So we're aiming to be the revolution of construction businesses. The opportunity that we're seeing in this market is a lack of digitalization, mainly for SMEs. So at the end, we find imprecise, inefficient, and cash-burning processes. The problem that we're targeting is the ADAPT delays throughout the construction process of a building. And the solution is Triboo, the project management tool for the construction SMEs. So Triboo is for construction and architecture businesses with a turnover between 50K up to 10 million. So SMEs and self-employed professionals. And the product that we're offering is project management, budgeting management, as well as planning management. So the project management is to keep track of the process of construction, as well as all the events that go on the construction site. So for the budgeting management, we offer an automation tool to obtain, so the clients can obtain an automatic budget just from uploading the measurements of the architect. And for the planning tool, they obtain from the budget a planning that is automatic, and they can modify and adapt to their needs. So the business model that we're offering is a B2B SaaS, so price per subscription. It depends on the amount of storage and the amount of users that they need. The market that we are targeting, just to focus on the serviceable, attainable market, is the UV construction software market of 1.8 billion. We are not alone in this market, and our main competitor here in Spain would be Presto, which is a really outdated software that at the end isn't really working for the users. But we have legacy competitors like TCQ or SAP, and newcomers like Bulldozer, Buildplane, which were backed by Y Combinator last year, and Generalistics. In terms of the go-to-market strategy, we are aiming to go for these 5 countries within the next 3 years before obtaining a really mature tool to jump to the US. For the go-to-market acquisition process, we validated that product-led growth would be our go-to solution, and the main channel will be Facebook and Instagram through this funnel. In the roadmap, of 1 year roadmap, I think the main point to comment here is that we just launched our beta, and we're gonna be in beta version for the next 2 months, and we are onboarding the first demo testers, which will be around 20 for the next week, and we have a waiting list of 200 future clients in the making. Right now we are in the pre-seed round. We want to get to 250K. Right now we are in 135K, which we closed 35K last week, and we're looking for 115 more. Well, for the team, myself, after is David as the co-CEO. He has a background in sales, working for the marketing solutions for Google for the mid-market, and after our CTO, he's Jorge. He has a background in Amazon Web Services and Accenture also, and he's the ex-CTO of Kloov. And that's it. Thank you.
Why do you have 2 co-CEOs?
Actually, we started together. Before we weren't working together, but we met each other about 6 years ago, I think. And once we were starting, we realized that even though our profiles were completely different, that position was fit for both of us. So at the end, actually we live together. So at the end, it's everything together.
Okay.
If I understood correctly, you are targeting a business that they suppose that they are going to spend between 50Ks and 10 million Ks. Am I right in that?
No, the revenue.
They have a revenue of between 50K. So for example, companies that just refurbish bathrooms and kitchens, up to companies that are building big buildings.
Why that big spectrum? I mean,
Big ones.
the right people to manage your platform at the time.
They do have for Triboo, they don't have for the actual softwares that are right now on the market. That's the problem.
So then, can you explain a little bit why is your tool more automatic, like than the others?
Yeah, well, I can go back to the product really quick. So at the end, actually it will be easier to show you the products that are right now on the market. So if you picture Windows 98, that's pretty much what is right now on the market. And the ones that aren't looking like that, they are just too expensive and they don't really offer no automation, no flexibility, no possibility to edit some of the inputs that you put in. For us, the main goal is to offer the same editability as Excel, for example, but within the framework of the platform.
Or with the phone?
At the moment, it's just a website, but we're targeting to have an app as well.
How will you reach this market? What is your sales strategy?
So we at the beginning we were evaluating between just growth through sales and product growth, and we were believing that growth through sales was the go-to, but we realized that it wasn't. At the end, when the constructors and architects spend time on Instagram and Facebook to find references, which is something that, for example, for me as an architect was something that I did, but I didn't know if the rest of the market did it. And we realized that they do, and that's somewhere that they actually, when they are in their free time, they click on our ads to see what we're offering. But when we did the cold calling, a lot of times they were just too busy to stop to hear us. But now that we obtain their numbers and their emails, when we reach out, they know who is Triboo, so they actually answer us and they know that what they are about to get, I could say. And well, and from there it will be like the activation process so through the activation is once we qualify the lead, we offer them a demo. Nico, which is our head of sales, he shows them the platform around, and we offer them a 14-day trial. From the 14-day trial, they get to pay, which we haven't reached that point yet because we are in beta. But well, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So you don't have any customers paying so far?
No, we launched the beta last Monday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ignacio. Now we'll give the jury 10 minutes to decide. I think and hope they will have a hard time deciding. So in the meanwhile, for all of you, you can go and have a beer while we're waiting. And in 10 minutes, we'll know the winner of the pitching competition.
It's been actually a really nice roadshow that we had today here in Barcelona in the middle of the Mobile World Congress, and specifically about the 4 years from now. And here in the middle of this Demium Roadshow in Barcelona, I find myself with Enrique. And Enrique, good evening.
Good evening.
So Enrique is the fund manager for the first fund that Demium created back in November 2020. And I want to understand, Enrique, a little bit more. What does TBF1 exactly does? What does Demium does from a capital perspective? And how do you guys help the startups?
It's a pleasure to be here. I think this was a great event. I think the roadshows are very important to build community, and I think Demium has done a great job in the past of creating a great community. People help each other. Past investors and past entrepreneurs help the newcomers. So I think we need to keep building this community. I think it's part of the value that Demium provides to the ecosystem. And this is one of the reasons why we ended up setting up a fund as well, right? the fund, I think, brings home all the efforts that the Demium does, and we invest in pre-seed and seed companies. Like, we could say that 90% of our efforts are directed to the incubees in the different to the companies we incubate in the different incubation hubs, and we reserve as well. We allocate 10% of the money to invest in other options, in other opportunities outside the fund. But for the most part, we close the circle with Demium and all the efforts that we do in the different incubation hubs.
That is lovely, Enrique. So how important are these offline events? Because 1 year ago, we were all in the middle of the third or fourth wave of COVID, and there were not so many, let's say, offline events. And now we see the full space from one of our portfolio companies, Hannun. So we do every Demium Roadshow every month, right? So how important is the keeping on doing this investor events and relating this with the entrepreneurs, etc.?
Again, I think it's really important to build community. I think the entrepreneurial journey, it's sometimes very lonely, and when you are part of events like this with so many people, investors, past entrepreneurs that help you and guide you through this lonely journey, I think it's super important. So I also think that the technology enables a lot of communication, and it's great. We can communicate through Meets and Teams and stuff like that. And I think that's very important from a transactional point of view, that you can, conduct meetings very quickly and very straight to the point. But this is a whole different animal, right? We need to get to know each other, build trust. And I think when we share a beer, when we share food and laugh, we build a lot of trust.
Awesome. Now, last question for you. We're in the middle of the Mobile World Congress, and of course, this event is let's say, an off-Mobile World Congress event. I want to know a little bit more about what is there to come in the future for TBF1 and what is going to happen. So what does Enrique currently have in his mind? What is going to happen with the fund? What is going to happen with Demium from the capital side? I want to know a little bit about the future. I don't know what you can say just yet, but I really want to know what it's about for the new entrepreneurs who are maybe listening to us and who want to join Demium, or even investors who want to co-invest with Demium. What is there to come in the following couple of months?
I guess there are a lot of good questions, and I'm not sure I can answer some of these questions, but I think I want to make the entrepreneurs feel that the fund is very accessible, that we are here to help and to provide value more than just capital. So I'm going to try to make the fund very, very accessible and very, very friendly to the entrepreneurs, whether they're part of the Demium or not. I want to build, a community. I was interviewing with other pre-seed and seed funds, today at the Mobile Congress, and I think we want to share portfolio, we want to share opportunities to build trust, to build community, and help each other. But because I think the fund is an integral part of the value that we can offer to the entrepreneurs.
Thank you so much, Enrique. There's been lovely questions with the fund manager from the first fund that Demium ever created. And in a couple of minutes, we will have the jury saying who is the winner of this Demium Roadshow here in Barcelona. Thank you so much, Enrique. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
First of all, I would like to give a big thank you to our jury. So we are at Mauri's house. Hannun is a great company, of course, incubated Demium, that's going to be public this year. Then we have here one of the most lucky entrepreneurs in Demium right now. Julio is the CEO of Sweepcard, and he sold the company a few weeks, a couple of months ago, after 3 years and something, right?
Yeah, 3 years and 10 months, and it was 3 months ago. Right?
And already with nine yeah, where's the champagne?
I already
And then Rocío is a manager at Startup Catalonia, a program at the regional government. So thank you. And then please.
Yeah.
The lucky one.
So the winner today for the attraction that it has shown and also for the impact that we can see is trialing. Come on, Jan. Muy bien, felicidades. Gracias. Y, bueno, the prize is here. It's a mirror with recycled wood from Hannun, yeah, and two Dr. Shakes, and also masks. So I hope you enjoy it and you send us a picture or you post it on Instagram. Una foto. Venga, va. Sí. No, no, no. Que sería un drama.
To end all the speaking session, I would like to ask Monte Davis, that is our CEO, the CEO of Demium, to give some words. So Monte, we have also some investors online, and thank you very much.
It's the advantage of wearing a jacket. Take a look. Look, I think the presentations today, actually, I want to start by thanking you for lending us your home, your showroom, your office again, 2 years in a row. It's a beautiful space, and we love that you open your doors to us. So really, thank you very, very much. Okay. You know, the truth of the matter is, in my day-to-day job, as much as I'm CEO of Demium, I actually don't get that much time to spend with the entrepreneurs as much as I would like, right? And that's why these events for me are just wonderful, right? You know, we're working in lots of countries, we're working to build out the business, we're working on continually improving so we can serve you better, but sometimes that ends up meaning that I don't get a chance to see you quite as often. I was sitting with some entrepreneurs just before that I haven't had a chance to catch up with in almost a year. You know, some I met today. And so I love these events because I get a chance to, you know, talk with you and understand your challenges. And typically people, when they do speak with me, are talking about, you know, this challenge and the other challenge. People don't tend to come to with me. Everything's going amazing. Somehow I never get that feedback. You know, and you know, as we all know who have gone through this path, you guys have lived, you know, this, you know, the entrepreneurial path is a difficult one, right? It's a one that the challenges keep on coming, you know, and when I see the teams up here explaining what they're doing, seeing what they're trying to build, you know, it just really motivates me. And I know that the challenge will keep on coming for all of you, but, you know, we have the cases of success, you know, and at Demium, I was telling the team this last week, you know, the best thing about our organization is that at the end of the day, we're in the business of helping people reach their potential. Right? At its core, when you take everything else out, at the end of the day, you know, we're in the business of working with talented people and helping them reach their potential. And when I see the teams up here, when I see our successes or our soon-to-be huge successes, when I see, talk to the entrepreneurs that have been with us for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and those that have just entered, you know, it just reminds us what a beautiful mission we have here. And yeah, and look, to be honest, the last few days have been more about helping people who, you know, we have an office in Ukraine, right? right? So the last few days have been really a lot more about helping people where their potential isn't, you know, instead of, you know, helping that potential flourish, it's been about new challenges. And so it's been a tough few days, right? And watching talented people instead of being given opportunities, watching opportunities being taken away, trying to figure out how to help. And so look, today was fantastic because today was just a wonderful reminder of the potential that the people in this room have, the beautiful things that you guys are all building, and you know, it's really just